Literally at centre half back, but he's covered now, so he'll have to go up the wing. He does so now, just puts it up there looking for the big man Delang a bit further. Murray's there, off hands, Bowman and the boundary line. The boundary line wins on centre wing on the outer side, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Mark O'Toole back to full forward. Barry O'Toole starting on the ball, and I can't see too many other changes. Ball out of bounds, outer wing. Up it goes. Delang gets the tap down, looking for Intervong, but O'Toole's there first, keeps it into play. However, finally the boundary line emerges as the winner, and the boundary umpire will put it in once again. So still on centre wing, outer side. Just gone a minute of the third quarter, and we'll be looking for some action pretty quickly, Laurie, I think, certainly from the East Geelong side.
Yeah,
Intervong.
certainly, Eric.
Intervong picks it up, goes towards half forward, and there's Senjov, takes the mark on half forward flank for East. Turns quickly on the left foot, drives it to the full forward position. Hayes in front, great defensive work there by Matt McNamara. The handball comes clear to Darren McNamara, has one bounce. He's almost to have the second bounce, but he fell over. In fact, tried to handball it clear. In fact, it was Matt McNamara. And, Shane Hayes, a shocking kick looking for Ferguson out wide, and it is far too wide. So that was, my apologies to Darren, it was Matthew McNamara having the bounces. He looked very awkward, and, he just tripped over his own feet, Laurie.
He fell down, must have fell down a hole, I think. Actually, I thought he's played a great game, that kid, actually.
Excellent job. Well, the ball comes to the back of the pack. Matt McNamara in the game once again. Peters tries to get a handball clear. There's a few players feeling the pinch down there. Cullen, handball over the top. Can Keating run onto it? He can. Now he's got a player loose on centre wing. It's a shocking kick, and Keating's done that a couple of times. And Gundry, I think, would have every right to be a bit upset because he was clear, Corio away and running, but the free kick has gone to Delang. Delang now, the mark was taken by East Geelong player in Marcus, but the free kick infringed over the top. Is that Walton?
Yeah, no, it's Walker.
Walker.
Yep.
So it looks as if he could be running on the ball. So maybe they've been listening to us, Laurie. Shea Walker to centre half forward. Clifford up high, comes to Bowman. He can't pick it up, unfortunately. Oh, he weaves his way through a couple of players, does well. Handball is atrocious. And, East Geelong with the chance. Player held one without the footy and two high. And it's Ferguson. No, it's not. It's Buckingham. And if he's not careful, he'll end up losing the free kick. He certainly didn't realise he had it. He was having a bit to say to Bowman, who put the head-high tackle on. So just a few mistakes that are creeping in. A little chip to Intervong in front of our broadcast position. Plays on now. Drives it. Terrible kick towards half forward. Stefanovski further up the ground. He's tackled high. No free kick. Ricky O'Toole comes out with a handball. Long handball over to Cullen. Draws a player. Back to Ricky O'Toole. And here go Corio. Runs through the middle. Has two bounces. Runs to centre half forward. The lead there is from... Clifford.
He's got to do it all himself.
Great poise by the young man, but his balance just let him down at the finish. He ended up winning the footy, off balance, had a pot shot for goal, and has unfortunately kicked up behind. First score for the third quarter, 10-7, 67 Corio, 3-6-24 is East Geelong on the Lexus and Wyndham scoreboard. We've been playing 4 minutes in the third quarter.
Damien Williams from fullback for the Eagles. Eugene Marcus gives him a long lead. He might elect to go towards Delang, and also Marcus and Stefanovski. Stefanovski gets his hands to it. Paid a mark, the umpire has said. John Stefanovski at half back. Hasn't got much to kick to on centre wing. Might have to hold it up just for a minute. He sees something now. He goes towards it. It's Nathan Murray surrounded by Devils. They have to do well here. Nathan Murray got his hands to it and did well. Had Marcus running past. Have to handball now. Miles, handball in front towards Marcus. They're running now. Needs something from full forward. He runs a long way, takes a bounce, goes long. Good kick towards Ferguson, tries to tap it on, can't take the mark. Senjov running away is Bigham, and that's Ricky, goes wide towards Phil Boyle, and he takes the mark in between wing and half back. Grandstand side for the Devils. Just holds play up a little bit, goes towards half forward. Looking for Clifford and also Davey Bigham. They go up, can't take the mark. Stefanovski front and centre does well. Short handball to Gibson. Torpedo pump, back to whence it came. Boyle again, off hands Intervong, roves beautifully. He can give it a Senjov, he does, and he can go. Run from half forward, on the left boot, goes long towards full forward. The big man Hayes has to stand there and try and take the mark, can't do so. Off hands Peters, blind turn, fantastic. Finish it, Shorty, finish it, he has! Good kick, Dave Peters, and that is his second goal, and the first of the third term. The Eagles have put their fourth on the board. They're 4-6-30. Corio 10-7-67. That's on Alexa Wyndham third quarter scoreboard. 5.5 minutes gone.
That's a good start to the quarter, Laurie.
Very handy goal into the breeze, Eric. And look, on the stand of the skill level of Corio footy side, just dropped all of a sudden. And you know, I don't know whether it's the pressure coming from East Geelong, but some of those choices of the hands and foot were pretty ordinary, I felt there. And yeah, they'll have to pick that up a bit.
Well, the whole intensity's gone off their game at the moment, but there's a good start because Gundry got it down to Barry O'Toole. Long kick to Mark O'Toole at full forward, but in the way there for East Geelong is Parisi. Handball out, looking for Buckingham. Oh, good body. Well, I was going to say good shepherding, good body work from O'Toole, but the umpire said that the free kick on Buckingham was too high, the shepherd. So Buckingham on halfback flank has the free kick for East Geelong. Call the play on now. Gee whiz, he set player a bit of a task here, but great mark by Marcus in front there of Keating, and he's getting on top on that wing and doing quite well in this quarter. Goes to the centre of the ground. Purcell, great punch away there by Matt McNamara. Intervong looking for the crumbs. Well, he's took a long time, got tackled, and well, good work there for East Geelong by Miles. Weaves his way out, gets a handball over the top to Gunn. And away goes Gunn. Well, DeLang tried to shepherd, but in turn gets a handball. Now runs on. Oh, he's got himself in a real trouble, but gets a handball back to Gunn. Long kick to full forward for East Geelong. Players up high. Darren McNamara clears the ball with a little chip, and Cullen in the centre of the ground. Now he's got Keating. Darren runs on. Darren McNamara chips the ball over to Matthew McNamara in the centre of the ground. He's come a long way up from the full-back position, and takes the free kick in the centre of the ground. Kicks into the man of mark. Second mistake for the quarter for Matt McNamara. Gee, he did a good job in trying to get back out of it. I think the tackle is too high, so that's 3 mistakes. So just a bit of pressure, and the Corio players are making mistakes now, which they weren't doing earlier. And I tell you what, East Geelong not out of this game if they can persist with their So now Stefanowski kicks in the man of the mark. Over the top there to Matthew McNamara. Wild kicks arrived at half forward. In good position there is Mark O'Toole. He's chipped it to nowhere because there's not a player in the forward line for the Corio side. And finally it's cleared to halfback for Stefanowski. Well, it's all East Geelong. There's players everywhere. Stefanowski to Intervong. Oh, great tackle there. Is it dropping the ball? No, said the umpire.
I'll tell you what,
just a sensational effort there from Gundry. He took the player on, great tackle, the ball was dropped, and the umpire is going to throw the ball up in the centre of the ground here in the third quarter. 8 minutes gone, 10-7 Corio, 4-6 East Geelong. Ball comes to ground. Well, I don't know who's got the ball, I can't see in the dust in there. Finally Keating, over to Cullen. Cullen now off one step for Corio, drives to the full forward position, coming out from full forward. If he has a go, there's Barry O'Toole's got it, there's no one in the goal square. Well, I think I'd have been having a hot shot long before this. However, most unselfish, he sees Davey Bingham 20 metres closer to goal and just chips the ball over. Laurie, I think I'd have been having a pot shot before the players got back.
Well, probably, Eric, but this is an important goal. Look, I feel that Corio are getting a little bit too predictable in their attack. They're just bombing the ball down to Mark O'Toole. He hasn't got enough crummers down there. They need a few crummers down there to give him a bit of assistance.
Well, it's a terrible kick from Bingham, but I think it's... yes, the umpire hasn't called a touch, so that's a goal to David Bingham, and really in the context of the game, a much needed goal, Laurie, because the pressure's really gone on to Corio all of a sudden. So 11-7-73 Corio, East Geelong 4-6-30, and that's 10 minutes, third quarter, on the Lexus Wyndham scoreboard.
Yes, well, they expect East Geelong to bounce back, Eric, and put a fair bit of pressure on Corio, and I think that's probably forced some of those skill areas, of course. And Barry O'Toole now, it looks like he's shifted back to full forward. Mark's out the centre forward. That's probably a better move now.
Seems to be a bit better balance there for them.
Yes.
Back in the middle, DeLang and Gundry. The umpire throws the ball in the air. Gundry, DeLang, and slipped back towards Gundry by O'Toole. DeLang's in there fighting hard against Senjov. Gets a short little kick away. Which way is it going to bounce? Can't pick it up was Roach. Got some support though from Matthew McNamara. Goes long towards centre forward. Off hands to the front of the pack. Hill doesn't take it. And Now Walton Eyes slapped up by Miles.
Oh, that's crappy handball. The umpire in the wrong
couldn't see
position. 3 umpires and not one of them in the right position.
Kick wide towards Matty Hobbs, who runs from half-back for East Geelong. On the outer side, goes towards centre wing looking for Gunn. Can take the mark and play on now. Trying to set something up at half forward. Goes towards Murray. And Peters taps it on to Murray. Good play. Can he get around Roach? He can't pick it up. And pretty close to the boundary line. Pressured by...
Now, what's that for?
Out of bounds, anything it could be for.
Well, he's paid...
He's given
Nathan Murray thinks it's his free kick. If it is, he's pointed the wrong way. Oh, God.
How good are they?
The umpire's an idiot. I'm sorry, but that's just ridiculous.
Disgraceful.
That was. Nathan Murray has got the free kick for a hold. Obviously it is. I didn't even see him call what it was.
No.
But Nathan Murray's got it. 30 metres out, boundary line. Kicks into the man on the mark. We've seen that 7 times, I reckon, in this quarter already. And there's a bit of pressure from both sides here.
Oh, mate, it's shocking at the moment. If anyone's watching this football from the GFL, they'd be saying, what a funny lot of footballers out here. They've kicked in the mark 7 times. They haven't one target with a hand pass, and they've hit very, very rare ones with a foot pass. So,
3/4 time AFL, Carlton 13-7, Richmond 6-10. So Richmond looks like they won't get there.
Matthew, now David Peters has been
awarded
a free kick for over the shoulder in about the same spot that Nathan Murray had a free kick. So let's hope Shorty goes back far enough to kick it over the man on the mark. He's actually doing the Stuart Lowe and marking a spot on the ground that he runs to, so that's good.
This will be a good goal if he can kick this one.
Yes, well, Nathan Murray's had 2 shots from out there in 2 quarters, the first and the third, and now we'll see how David Peters goes.
Kick the
It's
goal.
a nice looking kick.
Can kick a goal and loves it too, Shorty Peters, but could be the spark they need. 2 goals in this quarter by him. And they go to 5, 6:36 now. East Geelong Corio 11, 7:73. That is on the Alexa Wyndham third quarter scoreboard. 12 minutes gone.
Laurie, do you sense that East Geelong have dragged Corio back to their level? Like their skill level of East Geelong hasn't been as good, but they've dragged Corio back to them.
Oh, certainly, Eric. And that was one of the opportunities they had to do that. They had to put pressure on, and that's exactly what they do. They couldn't afford to come out and play pretty footy and run with Corio. They were going to get beaten in that department. No, this is the next choice, and they're doing it quite well. And they can niggle away at the lead and could put pressure on Corio. You know, they could have a 9-quarter last quarter as well.
True. Ball back in the centre. DeLang doing the ruck work against Gundry. Neither player gets a clear tap away. Senjov runs onto the footy. If he can get clear, Easter away. They certainly are. Handball to Marcus. Goes to centre half forward. Murray can't control it, but he runs on. Oh, went without it. If he'd have got the ball, he was nearly there. But good work by Matt McNamara once again. Long torpedo over the head there of Stefanowski. Well, perhaps tapped it forward when he maybe should have taken it. Handball from Roach. Now to Bingham. He's chipped it across. Well, the player running onto the footy was 2 Corio players. Barry O'Toole, probably an elementary mistake in footy. The player going through was Carl O'Toole.
Well.
There's a free kick off the footy. An umpire's not even watching. And the ball goes to centre wing for Corio. Bowman runs onto the footy. Can he pick it up at his pace? If he can get it up, he'll be away. He's moved the ball a long way forward. Good work. Carl O'Toole grabs it, goes for the goal square. The only player there is Andy Hill, but it takes a left turn and goes through for a behind. So perhaps an opportunity gone begging there for the Corio side. Behind to Carl O'Toole, 11-8. 74 Corio. They lead East Geelong 5, 6:36. 14 minutes gone. Lexus will win them scoreboard.
Barry O'Toole's held back in that Shepherd.
Oh, grabbed him over the shoulder.
But anyway, Williams. Oh, a kick has put Gibson under pressure. Comes towards Ricky O'Toole. Now he's using pretty poison in that situation. On the left, goes in and has missed everything out of bounds for a boundary throw in on the left forward pocket. Pretty close to the behind post.
Being critical, Eric, that was the wrong option as well. He should have straightened and dobbed that one.
But I mean, they're not talking, are they, Laurie? The
No.
teamwork's gone out of the game a little bit. It's a lot of individual effort at the minute.
You know, very impressed with Corio in the first quarter, but they couldn't run with Werribee in this sort of footy.
Cullen and also Mark Senjov pretty close to the boundary line. Again, it'll be a throw in.
Yes, I don't think any of the sides sitting at the top would have too many concerns about either of these 2 sides at the moment.
Boundary throw in again, DeLang. Walker. DeLang gets it to the front, has to do his own roving work, gets his hands free and a handball. Only his father was Troy Gundry. He gets tackled as he gets his kick away, but it might be okay. All off hands, no mark play on the call. Andy Hill just wants to clear it, but only as far as David Roach. Sits for him, and he drops the ball. Does he get held on too long? Yes, said the umpire. And there's a few calls from the crowd that he dropped it.
But that was same umpire, and the ball was handballed away quite clearly. The umpire didn't acknowledge it before. On this occasion he has.
But Eric, it was 2 Corio guys went for the footy then. There's
Yes.
no talking there.
Yes.
I mean, you just can't afford to have a lapse in concentration, that sort of footy in finals. This is important.
It's basic footy, isn't it?
Basic.
But the things you teach the kids.
David Roach from just inside 50, and as soon as he kicked it, he knew that was a goal because he put his hands up for a goal. And Corio kicked their 12th. They're 12, 880, and they lead East Geelong 5, 6:36 on Alexa Wyndham third quarter scoreboard. 16 minutes play.
One of the other games, Laurie, we went to earlier, they switched Roach into the forward line, and he became a decisive goal kicker, didn't he?
Yeah, look. I reckon David Roach has improved his footy. I saw him play last year, Eric, and he sort of struggled a little bit, but I think he's pretty consistent now. He's a good player when he goes forward, and I think he plays a good defensive role as well.
That's not a bad move. They've put him on Marcus on the wing, and I think Marcus was starting to dominate out there.
He was.
Up in the middle once again. Well, this time Gundry gets the tap down. No, free kicks at the umpire. Players, well, they're in the centre wicket area. Marcus again comes clear with the footy in the middle.
Yep.
Goes towards the half-forward area. Murray.
Watching the middle.
He tries to... so the ball is at centre half forward. The umpire has the footy, and all I can say is, umpires, you brought it all on yourselves. So the ball at the centre half forward position. We've got a game going on at one end, nothing much at the other end. Boyle gets the tap down to Ricky O'Toole. Lovely handball clear. Now it'll be interesting because the ball's going to come out of the back line with Bowman having the footy. He's going to run. He's got nothing to kick to. Now he has. Goes to centre half forward. He's kicked it straight to Johnny Stefanovski. So what's the umpire's like?
Paid a free kick to Scott Gibson for a shepherd against Davey Bigham. I think Scotty Gibson was didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, the umpire, like the players, really have got no idea.
Hardy DeLang on his
Play
own.
on. So DeLang in the middle takes the mark, ignores the player running, goes for the kick to half forward. Keating over his head, over Senjov. Oh, good work in defence. But that's
Jeez, I don't believe this.
that's Bingham. Bingham's put it out of bounds on the full.
Gundry actually.
Oh, was it? Beg your pardon. So terrible kick, and well, now the umpires are going to get pedantic and make players move 3.5 centimetres so they are behind the mark. Now, the umpire, you've just got to pay a free kick. That's the only way to stop that rubbish. Ball back on centre wing, and Dan O'Connor back on the ground has the free kick for out of bounds on the
he
full.
had to he's come around his mark. He did that before.
Why don't they call play on?
Well, that's right.
That's what the rule allows them to do, surely. Dear, oh dear. Laurie, we might swap with the two of these guys, and I reckon we do as well.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Dan O'Connor with the footy on centre wing. 12-8 playing 5-6. He calls time on, gives it by hand to Eugene Marcus. He goes towards centre half forward, towards Andy Hill. Mark O'Toole in front. Good
Great
mark,
play.
Andy Hill.
Great mark,
And
Andy.
he's taken it. And it's play on now. Hill goes long towards full forward. Hayes and Ferguson, they go up, try and tap it down. King there for Corio. And he's going to be able to clear to the outer side. Michael Bowman, watch out if he can get the footy. Hobbs is against him. Now Bowman pushes in front of him. And if he can pick it up, he's away. Gets a shepherd as well. And goes towards half forward. The lead on from Lazarick against Buckingham. He takes the mark, Rick Lazarick. He's got David Roach screaming for it. He goes towards him and Barry O'Toole. Now O'Toole and Parisi. Parisi leads in the race to the footy and sees it over the boundary line. About 35 minutes around from Cryo's goal.
Certainly there's a better passage of footy, Laurie, from the back line.
Yeah, there was a good build up there, Eric. It was just that didn't quite find the target with the last kick, but no, that was fantastic footy there.
See Eldridge coming back onto the ground. I didn't see who went off for Corio.
Phil Boyle.
So the ball now half forward flank for Corio. Walker doing the ruck work, gets it down. Roach can't get hold of it, and with Stefanovski, they force the ball over the boundary once again.
Roach has drifted well into the forward line. He must have got the taste of that goal, I think.
I think Marcos perhaps is dragging him down there, and to his credit, he's going with him now from the throw-in. Was DeLang got the tap down? Ball is in dispute there. Stacks on the mill. Surely the umpire will come in. Well, he come in just as the footy went out. So 20 minutes gone. Third quarter, a fairly tough, torrid third quarter. The ball thrown up just inside 50. Half forward flank for Corio. Ball comes down. Lazarick can't pick it up. Players diving in pretty hard at the footy. And, well, it's come clear now to the benefit of Corio. Walker, very slow, but finally picks it up, goes back to the full forward position. And, well, it's Bingham in the goal square. Dragged high, said the umpire. And already kicked one goal in this quarter. And this might be a very, very handy goal, because if they just get out of reach, Laurie, East Geelong won't be able to come back in the last quarter.
No, that's right, Eric, and I think East Geelong would be quite happy what's happened in this quarter up to now, except for these couple of late goals they've just kicked here now. And
so Bingham has just popped it through for his second for the quarter, and it's now the 13th for the Corio side. 13-8-86. They lead East Geelong 5-6-36. That's 21 minutes gone on the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard.
And bearing in mind what we said before the game, and everyone that's played here says the same thing, you're very, very tied towards another game. So
yes, the last quarter it does become hard to run it out. And
so, I mean,
how you going, Jace? By the way, 2 games in 2 days after a long haul.
I'm fine. I was just actually thinking about whether we meet the umpires after the game or not, because if we do, they're in strife. I think 2 days in a row.
They're not worth it.
Back in the middle, DeLang and Gundry. Pretty happy with you two today too. You've given me a lot of entertainment this afternoon. I'm very happy with that. DeLang towards O'Connor. Handball out wide. Saw Senjov out the corner of his eye. Runs at it. Loses the footy behind. Surrounded. Needs some support. O'Connor in there again. Handball missed its target. Buckingham finds Gundry. Gundry from centre wing towards half forward. Getting back there. Walton, and he takes the mark on 50. Got Matty Cullen running out wide. Eldridge as well. Eldridge is standing there by himself. He's been there for a week, I think, now, and he takes the mark uncontested.
Well, that's poor discipline from the East defenders,
poor
Laurie.
checking there, Eric, yes.
Like Buckingham was really struggling to get there, I think. Hasn't played a lot of footy.
Eldridge, short kick to Cullen. Great lead, Matty Cullen. And he takes the mark.
Well, right side for a left footer.
He's a pretty good kicker of the footy too, Matty Cullen.
Likes kicking goals, does he?
He doesn't kick a lot, but when he does, he enjoys them, I think. But he's a fantastic kick, left foot kick. As all left footers are.
Well, don't put a moz on him, will you?
No. I've built him up now. He better kick it.
He's just moved out enough.
No, he's not going to
strike. Matty. God. I'm not going to say anything anymore.
He just the same as the kick in the first quarter. He just the last 2 strides before he kicked the footy, Laurie just went to the side and
that's just enough.
Hooked it across
you
the
could
body.
be busy at your kicking school this week, Laurie, I think.
Well, I think I've got a few guys that need to come along to it.
13-9-87, Corio, East Geelong 5-6-36. Kick in by Stefanowski finds Buckingham in the right back pocket. He goes short towards Peters and Williams. They raffle it. Peters wins. Gives it back to Buckingham. He's handball towards Gibson. Oh, back to Buckingham. Oh, he runs away, gets on a left boot. Not his favoured boot, but it's okay. Goes towards Ferguson. Can't tap it to an advantage of any of his players. Now Marcus in there as well. Buckingham. Marcus wrapped up by Ricky O'Toole, not going anywhere. And he will give the ball back to the umpire and throw it up on the point of the centre square at half forward for
to play
the
that
Devils.
style, Laurie, bringing it out defence like East Geelong did, their skills have just got to be spot on, and I'm just afraid East Geelong's not quite up to that style.
That's right, Eric. If you're going to play that zone defence and that you're going to be chipped around, you've got to be fair on the mark, and at this level of footy, I think it's pretty difficult.
Ball now come free towards defensive 50. Hobbs. Oh, his handball. He was looking for Gibson, but he has to go back and get it himself and runs away. And his left foot around the corner towards Peters. Chopped off by Eldridge. Got a hand to it. And did well to see it over the boundary line.
Yeah, it was good defence for the for young Eldridge there. Ball out of bounds just to the right of our broadcast position here between wing and half forward for Corio. They've kicked 3 in this quarter to 2, so they've stretched their lead just a little from the tap down. Eldridge can't get it. Peters can for East. Handball back. Well, he's going to put his teammate there in the Gibson under enormous pressure, I thought, and that is the case because the Corio players have forced him back over the boundary line, and in fact East Geelong lost 20 metres in that exercise. So once again the ball in half forward flank. Walton taps it forward. Well done by Williams for East Geelong. Drives to centre wing. Ferguson can't take the mark. Offhands Senjov takes it. Leading in the race for a nice little tap forward there by Roach, but unfortunately Gundry wasn't up to collecting it. Senjov has. Little handball over the top to Connor. He gets the kick, drives to the full forward position. Hayes and McNamara. Well, surely it's a free kick to Darren McNamara, not paid. The ball comes out and Corio again. they do well through Roach to Darren McNamara. He's kicked it wide toward the boundary. I think it might be too wide.
Great mark.
Is a mark to East Geelong. Handball to Buckingham. Kicks it towards the half forward. In good position there is Miles, is it? Drifted into the centre half forward position. The lead's on from Dale Purcell, but Gundry takes the mark in defence. Not a good kick.
Not a very good option either, Eric.
No.
He was never ever going to get that ball down.
Well, certainly not from that kick anyway. So Gundry now goes towards the stand side in the middle of the pack. Buckingham again, strong mark, and repels that for East Geelong. Goes to centre half forward, up high, and taking the mark is Marcus, is it?
Yep.
And he's a true centre half forward.
Played a good quarter.
I'm just a bit amazed. Intervong's been off the ground, and for East Geelong just coming back on. The lead there was from Hayes at full forward. He can't bend down to get the footy up. The kick not so good either, and it's been forced over the boundary line. Half forward flank for East Geelong in front of the scoreboard, which shows Corio 13-9-87 lead East Geelong 5-6-36.
Back into play, O'Connor, kick smothered. Needs some support, handball by Gunn, back towards Purcell off a standing start. His handball towards Hayes. Has he measured it enough? I don't think he has. He's missed it to the near side and one behind to Shane Hayes. So they go to 5-7-37 now East Geelong. Cry 13-9-87. That is on Alexa Wyndham third quarter scoreboard. 26.5 minutes gone. And I don't know what they're doing because Dave Peters is off the ground. Kick in, fantastic kick. Oh, great mark too. And play on it. Clinton Eldridge from half back goes towards centre, looking for Carl O'Toole. Takes the mark, keeps running on his left boot. Goes along towards Barry O'Toole,
surely.
And
that's ludicrous.
It's
got to be 50 as
and
well.
50. And
so that's two undisciplined acts there from the East Geelong side. Barry O'Toole does the twirl on the fingers. But no, at this point in the game, Laurie, that was totally undisciplined by the two East Geelong players, and that's match losing stuff.
Of course it is, Eric, and you know they've done fairly well on this quarter up to this point of time, and that's probably blown it right out of the water, I think.
So third goal there to Barry O'Toole. He's kicked it from the goal square. They go now to 14-9-93 Corio. Probably now getting out of reach of East Geelong on 5-7-37 on the Lexus of Wyndham scoreboard. 27.5 minutes gone. Like late in the third quarter, Laurie. Didn't need it, did they?
No, didn't need that at all.
I'll tell you what, I think Ricky O'Toole went over and told Mark Buckingham that they didn't need it either, because he went over and told him all about it.
I'd suggest he'd probably say, look, it's a bit sunny. I know the sun got to you.
Must have heat stroke. But
and like Buckingham's let himself down. He's worked very, very hard so far in this quarter, and you know, to do something like that just lets him down. There, Walton's having just letting him know.
Shay Walker's having a little bit of a game out there as well.
Back in the middle, DeLang and Gundry. Umpire throws the ball up. DeLang gets it down, coming through the middle. Our handball on hands and knees. Corio try and push it forward. Free kick, was it for a push?
Yes.
Over a leg got him. Whoever it is, it's Ricky O'Toole, perhaps. The leg got him over the shoulder.
So Ricky O'Toole with the free kick in the middle. Goes short to Rick Lazarick. Still in the centre square. Takes the mark. Now he goes with a kick. Lead by Barry O'Toole. Going to sit up there for Parisi. Good mark, Barry O'Toole. Play on, said the umpire. So he turns around on the left foot and kicks the goal. They've got a bit of skill, these boys, I tell you. Barry O'Toole kicks his fourth. 2 in a minute. And the 15th for Corio. They go to 15-9-99. They lead East Geelong 5-7-37. And that is on Alexa Wyndham, third quarter scoreboard, 29 minutes played.
Without harping on it, why wasn't it a mark, Laurie?
Well,
he's the only one to touch it.
And I think he thought, well, if you're not going to pay the mark, I'll just
I'll
play
kick
and
a
kick
goal
the goal
anyway.
anyway. So what the hell?
Oh, they got a bit of skill, those boys, haven't they?
Oh,
No,
can play the two of them. I mean, what's that, 10 goals between them?
Their cousins okay too.
Oh. So they've kicked 10, the team's kicked 15.
I think I might have said during the week, I think it might be the O'Toole show. Everyone said it'll be Ricky O'Toole, although I said it'll be the O'Toole show. I think I'm right.
Well, from the throw up there, DeLang did the ruck work, DeLang did the roving work, and he's got the ball to centre half forward. O'Connor for East can't quite get the footy up. And, well, it's unfortunate because Ricky O'Toole's thrown it away. Play on, said the umpire. Keating runs onto it, flicks it across to Cullen. Cullen gets the ball towards centre half forward. The only bloke there was Hill. He can't take the mark. Buckingham comes back, helps him out, has a bounce, runs to the centre, drives it long to centre half forward for East. King from behind tries to tap the ball forward, can't get a handle on it, comes to ground. Well, that's over the shoulder. No, said the umpire. thought East Geelong might have got a free kick there. It was Dale Purcell. Perhaps he's been asking the umpire too much about the decisions, and the umpire wasn't going to give it to him. Centre half forward, ball thrown up for the East Geelong side. Ferguson grabs it out of the ruck contest, handballs it forward. Dale Purcell tries to run onto it, gets a little handball to Intervong, but great tackling there by defence. But the umpires found one in there to Intervong. Said that he was held without the footy, and he will get a free kick 40 metres out, almost directly in front. And at the 30-minute mark of the third quarter, to say East Geelong need a goal is probably an understatement, Laurie.
Yes, no, they needed something. I think he might have drilled that.
No, it's touched right on the line. So a behind to Intervong and to East Geelong. 5:8:38 as the siren sounds. So that will be the three-quarter time score for East Geelong. 5:8:38. They trail Corio 15-9-99.
In that quarter, Corio managed 5 goals 3, while East Geelong managed 2 goals 2. The goal kickers to three-quarter time: 6 to Mark O'Toole, 4 to Barry O'Toole, and 2 to Davey Bigham. Singles to Ricky O'Toole, Kelvin Keating and David Roach, while for East Geelong, 3 to David Peters and 1 each to Mark Senjob and to Duncan Miles. But at three-quarter time is Corio 15-9-99. They lead East Geelong 5:8:38.